Hi, my name is Brett Groff, and this is my chapters 5 through 8 culminating assignment. So there are many different things that we learn throughout the chapters that you can't cover in 5 minutes, but I did choose 5 things here to talk about. I chose language is subjective, nonverbal communication, listening is not easy for everybody, questioning and the different types, and then social media emotion. So those are my 5 that I thought were interesting that I'll talk about a little bit here. So the first is that language is subjective. So you don't always know people who are speaking to you and interacting with you. So it's not a good habit to get into to assume that you think that you know somebody's intention of what they're saying. So the example that our textbook gave us was like a boss saying to an employee, "You look great today." So they might just be trying to give them a compliment, trying to boost their day, boost their morning, being an encouraging boss to their subordinate. But somebody who doesn't know that person might think that's a creepy comment, or that boss is trying to come on to that employee, something of that nature. So it's never good to assume. If you find that something's maybe recurring, where you think that you do know the person and you do know their intentions, that's a different story. But it's not good to, I guess, judge a book by its cover. And I guess that's evident with the fact that language is subjective. So my second thing here, nonverbal communication. So kinesics, I think I'm pronouncing that right, is communication through body movement. So a lot of people do this, whether it's nervous movements when they're talking to people they don't know, or if they're talking to big crowds. There's a lot of things that we don't notice that we do, and the text gave us a number of different ways that I can't cover here in this 5-minute video of a little bit how to read people and how to understand what they mean by the movements that they make, whether it's a fidget, a twitch. Some ways they gave were gestures, touch, voice, distance. So if you're up and close and personal to somebody, it's likely that you're comfortable with them. Raising the level of your voice up and down is likely a way to express meaning, whether that's anger or happiness, whatever it might be. Voice is definitely a way to convey that to people in what's technically a nonverbal way, because it's not the words being spoken, but it's still a way to convey your message. The next thing here, listening is not easy for everybody. I'm sure everybody's been guilty of it from time to time. Pseudo-listening, which is known as fake listening, which is where you kind of nod along, say yes to people, what they're saying when they're speaking to you, and at the end of the conversation, you might have no idea what it is that they were saying to you, trying to convey to you, whether that was your lack of interest or just not caring enough to listen to what they have to say. It can come back to bite you at the end of a conversation when you knew nothing about what they just said. It can be an embarrassing situation to get into, so it's good to not pseudo-listen, and good to know that hearing and listening are definitely 2 different things, where anybody can just hear words that people are speaking. You can watch my video and hear everything I say and not take anything away from it, or you can listen to the actual words that I'm speaking and the meaning behind them, and as a result, you'll understand the message that comes across with it, which can be beneficial. Questioning. There are a number of ways that people can question, and this kind of goes along with listening and conversating with people. A couple ways to question in a conversation is to clarify a meaning, to learn more about somebody, to encourage elaboration, to gather more facts, and then questioning can also have hidden agendas. So if somebody is asking you questions in a conversation, it's good to tell the truth, because they might already know like the answer to the question that they're asking. So if somebody asks you more details or asks you to give more details about a certain situation, they might already know about that situation. So it's a good thing to speak your mind, but also speak facts so that you don't get caught up in a lie with yourself. And then the last thing, which I think is more evident today than ever, is social media emotion. You'll find people, whether it's on Twitter, Facebook, who just like to come through and make a controversial comment just because they feel like they can online. The anonymity of speaking behind a username rather than face-to-face with somebody, for some reason, I don't know why, it makes people feel like they can say whatever they want to other people online. And what the text told us is that both senders and receivers experience emotions more intensely online. So people might come at you with hot takes harder online than they would in person, And then the people who are receiving these comments, receiving these tweets, these Facebook messages, they're going to take these more to heart, more with more offense, I guess you can say. So it's good if you're going to express your emotion, maybe hold off online until you actually have a worthwhile reason to do so. So I think we all can take something away from that. Those are my 5 things. I can't wait to watch everybody else's video and find out what they thought were the most important parts. I'm enjoying this class. I enjoyed these chapters, and thanks for watching my video.